Hi friends, it's Catherine. I imagine you may have been thinking that I was not going to do a campfire story today because it's 10 o'clock, but you would be wrong. Because 10 o'clock is the perfect time on this beautiful July 23rd night to be doing a campfire story. I've actually had a busy day, but I'm home now. And I wanted to, follow through with my commitment to do 10 stories in 10 days. So here I am for campfire story number 5. And the prompt for this is, hey, Nicole, is what's one thing that I can brag about my work that I don't normally do or say because I don't want people to think I'm cocky, but it's actually true. So, as usual, when I'm asked to share one thing, I usually end up sharing 2 or 3 just because, I don't know, maybe it's my Libra nature. I just can't keep things simple. I've got to, see both sides of the story or sort of expand on it or give you a few different things to think about or, kind of chew on. But the first thing that comes to mind for me when I sit with this in truth, and it's funny, I met someone today in person for the first time. We first met at a coaching event. We were figuring it out probably in 2015 or 16. And we were in North Carolina, but when we found out we lived, fairly close to each other, she's up in the Northampton, Massachusetts area, we said, oh, we should get together. And that was, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And we finally got together today. And she is a coach as well. And we were talking about a lot of things, but we got around to talking about how with social media and everything is fast and moving and you got to know how to use all the things, the TikTok and the Instagram and and at a certain, there are generations that are really good at that stuff. And then there are those of us who were just not born into all of that. And so it's a little more of a challenge if we want to step into it at all. So what happens is that we're maybe not out there in the same way that younger or more tech savvy or coaches or therapists or, really anybody who's providing a service who may be much more comfortable being sort of out on the platforms, being an influencer, so to speak. I'm not even sure I know what the word means, but anyway, what we got down to is the fact that at the point that we are in our lives, we have so much wisdom, so much experience, so much that we've been through ourselves on our own journeys, not to mention the journeys of the thousands of clients that we've worked with, that there is just such a depth and breadth to the work that we do that it's sometimes even hard to articulate what a client has the potential to experience as a result of working with us. Because it's not like, hey, I can help you lose 10 pounds, or hey, I can help you get, 10 new clients in 2 months, or, it's not some quick fix thing that a lot of coaching sort of focuses on. It's much deeper transformational work that can be, but doesn't necessarily have to be focused on one particular issue. Some one person might come to me around issues in their relationship, or someone else might come around, job or career issues. Somebody else might come because they're struggling with food or addiction or alcohol. Somebody else might come because they know that there's something from their past that's stopping them, keeping them stuck, but they're not sure what it is, or even if they have an idea about what it is, there's a fear about really diving in and finding out more, or they just don't know how to do that. So it's not so easy and clean and simple as I have this niche or niche, I don't even know how to pronounce the word, that a lot of coaches can claim, right? It's a small problem. I can help you with it. It's going to save you money, or it's going to make you money, or it's going to make you look better. And the transformational work is not that easy to, as I said, articulate and really help people understand, because if they haven't had an experience of it, it's really difficult to give people an embodiment, an explanation of it that is going to be an accurate sort of way of describing the expansion, the ease, the inner peace, the ability to set boundaries, right? To not get triggered into a trauma response or a fight or flight response so easily. There's so many ways in which your life can be transformed by doing this work. And those of us who have committed ourselves to doing this work ourselves, in learning everything we can about it from all of the different angles, whether it's through, for me, therapy, all kinds of energy healing, somatic work, being trauma informed, having lived my own experience of, the things that I have gone through, early parent loss and rape and, a variety of things, divorce after 30 years. So we bring this richness and this breadth and depth of experience, and I believe an open-heartedness and a compassion into our work and into our conversations with clients, that maybe someone who may be younger, have not had as much life experience, hasn't gotten to the other side of some really difficult things yet, may not have. So that's the first thing that I would say, that there is a depth and breadth and a wisdom that I can tap into in my work that perhaps not every coach out there can, and I believe many can't. In a slightly egotistical way, and this is asking me to be cocky and brag on myself, sometimes I say I know more in my little pinky finger than a lot of people know in everything they've ever studied. So I know that sounds a little egotistical, but I'm practicing trying to brag on myself a little bit. I think the other thing that really comes to mind, again, never can do just one, here's number two. When I first went to college, my first major was library science. I am an avid reader, information gatherer, synthesizer, analyzer, keeper of information. And the idea of being a resource librarian was just like heaven to me. And I think in my own way, I am that. Nicole, maybe you can speak to this. I am that because I have so much information in my brain. And one of my, I don't know if it's actually a love language, but one of the things that I do so naturally and spontaneously is to share information with people. Whether I'm sitting in a session with someone or whether I read something and I think, oh my gosh, this would be great for so-and-so. I'm texting people, emailing stuff, forwarding, even if they're clients I haven't seen in years. If their name pops up in my mind as I'm reading some book or something that I think they would enjoy or find value in, I'm always sending out those resources to people. And the other piece of that is that I can keep, even though I can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago, or, an hour ago maybe, I have an uncanny ability to keep a ton of information in my brain about the people that I'm working with. And it's totally mind-blowing to them, where after a period of time, or maybe I haven't seen them in years, and then they come back and I'll say, remember that conversation we had when you told me about X, Y, and Z? And they're like, what? You remember that I said that? I don't even remember that I said that. So I have this, as I said, uncanny ability to hold on to a ton of information and then pull it up, or it just literally pulls itself up in a moment when it's helping to link pieces together. Whoop, say hello. It helps to link information together to help someone see a pattern in their life that they would not have put the pieces of the puzzle together. That's another piece. I love puzzles. I love actual puzzles. I love word puzzles. I love figuring things out. I love uncovering things. I wanted to be an archaeologist at one point in my life. I love digging around in stuff and finding the patterns, recognizing how things are connected to each other. So I know I was only supposed to talk about one thing. I talked about three. I talked about depth and breadth of experience and an ability to come with compassion and an open heart that I think mostly comes with having reached a certain age or, you know, level of wisdom. In the framework of Joanna Lindenbaum. Joanna, if you ever hear this, know I'm always so delighted that you taught me this. That we're not just maiden mother crone, but we're maiden mother queen crone. So in the queen years, we get to sit in our sovereignty. We get to bask in all the learning, all the wisdom, and be a sovereign, integrous leader with everything that we have learned and been through. And I think that I embody that because that is my intention, right? So age, wisdom, experience, all of the information that I seem to have somehow at my fingertips at the most important time. And with that, the ability to then piece together bits and pieces, fragments of patterns, little bits of a tapestry together, and weave it into something that makes sense for a client to help them see a pattern through their lifetime, or maybe through generations in their family, or maybe in their own past lives if they've experienced any of that. So I'm looking, my computer just turned off. That's the answer to my question. If I could brag on myself about something that I don't generally talk about because I don't want to appear cocky, but it's true. Those are my three things. So, all right, it's a beautiful night for a campfire. Hope you enjoyed the story, and I think I'm going to take Sunday off, and then I'll be back Monday through Friday with my next 5 campfire stories. Okay, enjoy. Have a beautiful evening. Bye now.